And then we all go for our ride. We put our seatbelts on. They have their seatbelts on. And they can see through there. And this is how we go on rides. Welcome to Germ Tesla. This week I wanted to go over a nice tool to have for traveling if you have four-legged friends, such as our two dogs, Bailey and Ellie. And we bought this online on Amazon, and I'll show you the link for which one we bought. It was fairly cheap. We also bought two door protectors in case they do jump. And they came with seat belts, and then my wife bought additional seat belt already for her car. So we do use one of those because it was a little nicer. They're actually being very calm right now. Normally they're barking constantly or whining, and they're not. So that's great. You guys are good at YouTube. You know that, especially you, Elle, because you're being quiet right now. This one over here, Ellie. You'll see. We're going to go on a ride, and I'm going to just show some examples. So it was really cheap. It protects your Tesla. You can get this in other cars. You don't have to have a Tesla, obviously, for this. It's just a back seat protection. It's got a fairly thick bottom here. To protect your seat, it seems to work well. And as long as you have this tight and this tight up against the seat, right, this will stay in a good spot. Now, it can start sliding back in this area here if you don't have it tight. Will be on the seat, and then that's not as protective as the bottom. So you want to make sure you have it tight and everything. Another neat thing is they can see you through that, so it helps with their, doggy anxiety that they have and everything. Alright. Ooh, dog hair. What did I connect this to? And if you can see here, it's got seat belts. You just clip these in. And see, seat belt. There's one over here as well. There's that. And they got Velcro so they can kind of cover them up some. And then these just clip in. And that's from the other side. It's got a pouch there. And there's their leashes. We've been looking for their leashes for a long time. We finally found them. They're in this thing. This thing's been in my front the whole time. Also these things, which I had rolled up here, and they just fit right here in the front. These are door protectors, and they actually are really nice because your dogs will try to jump on your doors. Basically, these things. This is actually going to be the one for the other side. Okay, it's going to go on this side. This little clip that's Velcroed on. You just stick that down in the window. Just like that. Just like that. Alright. And it comes down the side of your window like that. And then it just closes. And you can see, so if they do jump over that thing to put their paws on the windows, because hey, dogs do that sometimes, even when they're tightened in, it will kind of protect the side, or it will protect this material. So, this goes over the door like that, so the dogs go in, they don't scratch. It's great. Then you plug in the dogs. You put their seatbelts on. And we're going to put this one on you, Bailey will move. And we have Ellie, who's hot, and Bailey. And we just zip this piece up. Here. Alright, and now they have a little wall. They're inside. Alright, let's go for a ride. Put it in drive since we're started up. We're gonna go for a ride, doggies. Right now, it's Monday. We're at home because we are not working. We're out of work for a week, and because of all this stuff going on in April of 2020. So I thought I'd make a video on how we travel with the dogs, although we're not doing any traveling right now at all. We're actually staying at home all the time, unless we need to get groceries or something. So the dogs are enjoying this because they don't get to go on car rides very often right now. We can go for walks though, can't we, sometimes? Huh? Go for a walk? Ooh, they get excited about a walk. Going for a ride around the neighborhood with the dogs. Some people are walking dogs. So we've used this thing a couple of times for long trips. I think the longest trip we've gone on was about 2.5 hours in length, and they seem to do pretty well with it. They don't ride well to begin with. Nor the best condition for them riding, honestly, is in the back of an SUV, where they can just kind of hang out with themselves. They have plenty of space, and there'd be nothing in the back of the SUV. That seems to be the best scenario for them. Bailey, the yellow one, she rides the best in the front seat, but she has sharp fingernails, so I don't let her ride in this. Even though I used to let her ride in my Infinity that had leather a while ago, but her toenails are a little longer than they used to be, so we try to keep them trimmed. But as you can see, the entire ride you hear that whining, unless you're on the interstate, and as soon as you start slowing, she'll do that. So I don't know how your dogs are, or your cats, whoever it is that you have riding. But yeah, it works well. So as you can see, as soon as we come to a park, she starts whining. I'm sorry for that. Shh. Hey, calm down. Calm down, it's okay. Ellie. This is Ellie. Okay. So overall, I think this thing works pretty well. Doesn't work for their anxiety, but I'd recommend getting something to protect your back seats. Again, it was pretty cheap. I'd recommend it. Thanks for watching. Think about subscribing and maybe hit the like sign. It helps out the channel. Try to make a good bit of videos during this week. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.